Harper Audio presents Spider-Woman's Daughter by Anne Hillerman, performed by Christina Delaine. Chapter 1. I get this call out of the blue. A woman. First she reminds me that I saved her life. Then she says she wants me to do her a favor. Navajo Police Lieutenant Joe Leaphorn, retired, paused for effect, pushing away the plate of toast crumbs and empty packets of grape jelly so he could rest his forearms on the table. Wouldn't you think she'd be offering to do me a favor? A couple of the cops sharing the table chuckled. Must have been one of those rich white ladies you've been doing insurance work for, Officer Harold Bigman said. You better not tell your Louisa. Officer Bernie Manuelito said, What was the favor? Leaphorn smiled. I don't know, Bernie. She set up a lunch date so she could ask me and stood me up. More chuckles. Maybe she wanted to find out how good a PI you really are, someone tossed in. It turned out all right, Leaphorn said. While I was waiting, I ate an excellent BLT, enjoyed the quiet, and she gave me a reason not to drive into Santa Fe that day on another case. I'm getting too old for all this stuff. The waitress refilled coffee cups. The Navajo Inn had been a favorite meeting place for cops long before Bernie joined the force, back when Leaphorn worked full-time as a detective, back when he first earned his reputation as one of the brightest minds in the extended, tightly knit community of the Navajo Nation police force. Captain Howard Largo said, Okay, folks, let's get to business. Leaphorn, you're welcome to stay, as always. Leaphorn had a standing invitation to join these Monday breakfast sessions, ostensibly to brainstorm about unsolved cases before the meetings switched to routine matters of budget and staffing. Sometimes they just shared jokes and coffee. Leaphorn and Largo went way back. In addition to his leadership team, Largo rotated a younger officer into the group each week. Today would have been her day off, but Bernie had put on her uniform and driven an hour from her home in Shiprock, honored to be included. The brainstorming hadn't generated any warm ideas on cold cases, but it had been fun. She'd watched Leaphorn pull out the little brown notebook that lived in his jacket pocket, jot down a few things. In a day or two, if he stuck with his standard pattern, he'd call in with a good lead, a clue to follow. Bernie felt her cell phone vibrate. Jim Chee, fellow cop and husband, who had been annoyed with her that morning, calling from his office at Shiprock. Gotta take this. I'll be right back. She stood, all 5'2" of her, and headed to the lobby. Leaphorn scooted his chair back. You guys have boring bureaucracy to deal with. I'll get out of your hair. Thanks for the breakfast. Leaphorn strolled into the lobby, nodding to Bernie, cell phone at her ear. Say hi to Chee for me, he said. She watched him head toward the parking lot, noticing that he was limping a bit. She knew he had a touch of arthritis in his knee. She should have asked him about that. And about Louisa. Hello, beautiful, Chee said. Done with the meeting? Not quite. The lieutenant had some good stories. Now the humdrum stuff looms on the horizon. Your timing was perfect. Through the lobby window, she saw someone climb out of the blue sedan backed in next to Leaphorn's white truck. She watched Leaphorn walk toward the truck, extract the keys from his pants pocket. You still grumpy? She asked. I got off to a bad start this morning. The person extended an arm toward the lieutenant. Bernie saw a gun, heard the unmistakable crack of the shot, saw Leaphorn stagger back, falling against his pickup, crumple to the asphalt. She dropped her phone as if it were on fire, Chee still talking, and ran. Pushing the restaurant's heavy glass doors open, she raced toward Leaphorn, reaching for her gun. She watched the shooter scramble into the car and heard the sedan's tires on the asphalt as it sped away, keeping the car in her peripheral vision as she reached the lieutenant. Squatting down, Bernie pressed her fingers beneath his jaw, feeling for the threat of a pulse against...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?